So today I'm going to talk about page numbering. A frequent problem that arises in virtual hearings is when someone's on an electronic version of a document and another person is on a paper version of the same document. The page numbers don't always line up, and what happens is you are constantly trying to help people find the right page, or one person, maybe the judge, is looking at a different page than you're looking at. And that's a big deal, and we're going to try to fix it. I'm going to show you today how to best prepare your electronic documents so that this is less likely to happen and that everyone stays on the same page. So let's get started. So I downloaded this motion record from the internet. I have nothing to do with this motion record. I don't know anyone who was on this case. I've never read this motion record, but I downloaded it for the purpose of this video. So what I want to show you here is a typical motion record that we would make back in the old days before COVID and before virtual hearings. So we have a title page, we have a service list, and we have an index. And the index goes on for a few pages. And then we've got the first tab, which is the notice of motion. And as you can see up here, this is labeled as page 1. So if this was a paper copy of this motion record, we'd have a tab, the first tab of the book, and the first page right here. But as you can see, this is PDF, page 8. So if I was to tell someone using the electronic copy to go to page 1, they would type 1 in there, and they would end up at the cover page. If I told them to go to if I wanted them to go to the page 1 that I referred to before, I'd actually have to tell them to go to page 8, and so on. So that's not great, and we want to switch that so that everyone goes to the same page. So I'm using Kofax Power PDF to do this today, but you can do this in Adobe Pro, and I'm sure other software that you're using. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select the page view, because that's how you do it in Kofax. I'm going to select all the pages before page 1. So that's the title page and the table of contents, or the index. I'm going to go to page numbers, and I'm going to turn these into Roman numerals. Click OK. So now my actual page 1 is page 1, and my first few pages are these Roman numerals, as you can see down here at the bottom. So if I type in, go to page 1, it actually takes me to page 1. So that's going to help you make sure that your documents are aligned with the PDF and the page and the paper version. Now this document I have noticed, and it's something that you should check in your own document. This document here is nicely bookmarked. You should always be bookmarking your documents, which is actually part of the practice direction. You're supposed to do it. But I just want to show you something else while we're here. If I go up to this tab, this is an inserted tab page. It's got no page number on it. The one before it has page 10. The tab is blank, and page 11 follows. So we actually have a dead page in there, but the page numbering here for the PDF version doesn't show that dead page. So you want to get rid of these, don't use them, or if you do use them, make sure they're numbered as well so that these pages all line up, right? So this should be 12. I mean, we can go fix that, but it's better to just delete that whole thing. So there's new technology coming out all the time. In Ontario, we're being introduced to case lines as I'm making this video. Case lines is for Ontario Superior Court, and it's going to have its own page numbering system in there, which might make this not as important as it would be without case lines. But tribunals aren't using case lines, arbitrations aren't using case lines, virtual meetings and presentations aren't either. So this is a good habit to get into because it keeps the page numbers correct and it makes your presentation go much smoother. So my name's Dan Rossman. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments. If you've got a better way to do this, please tell me in the comments. And if there's anything else you want to hear about, let me know and I'll try to make a video on it. So best of luck at your next virtual hearing.